So I have our read for the day. This is home conflict, but what it means is a family conflict over abundance. So it's a monetary. I mean, abundance doesn't always mean monetary, but in this situation, family conflict over money, and there's a confrontation that's going to be happening. Somebody who, they're not like a counselor, but they counsel people, they guide people. Those two, they're creating the conflict. They brought it to light. They brought the family conflict to light because somebody was being jealous and selfish. Not the counselor, but somebody else was being jealous and selfish. They thought that they were being smart. The person who was being jealous and selfish thought they were being smart when it came to a situation with the abundance, but the counselor is a strategic thinker who sets out plans they need to see through. So they saw this and they're like, no, this is something that we are going to fix. And they revealed a truth about a scandal. And they are protecting, not just their territory, they are protecting everybody's territory, because this didn't just affect one person, it affected multiple people. Three feminines. This is a feminine feel. Just so we're all on the same page, it's 3 sisters. 3. All right, using the Kipper deck, we'll start with 3, we'll go from there, and then we'll use the bicycle deck. That's what I've done in all the reads I've done so far. So there's a privileged lady. Community in reverse, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's 1, 2, 3 people there. Community in reverse. They're not really in communication with their sisters. But she needed to take quick action. This is something that she does as an occupation. This is something that she does every single day. That's the counselor role. So she wasn't really in communication with her sisters, but she needed to take swift action. So she actually used her occupation, her platforms, to get the word out. There was a mature woman. I don't know how this mature woman comes into play. She keeps showing up in the reads. I do want to say, and I have it if you go and you actually look on my page, but I actually have 5 different platforms. I have a TikTok, I have an Instagram, I have a Facebook. Where are we? TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, which is this one, and then Snapchat. You can look me up under Farming Witch under all of them, for the exception of Instagram, which is Farming_Witch. Yeah, Farming_Witch. I don't know. I know these are sisters. I know the role the woman who plays the counselor plays. It's one of the sisters. There was a theft. This woman keeps showing up and I have no idea who she is. I know who she is sometimes. It counts for different people depending on the read. And it's not the... Sometimes this counts as... The mature woman counts as a mother figure, but this is not a mother figure. This is somebody else. And I have no idea where they come into play in this situation. So there was a mature woman. A mature woman, I mean, that just means that she's older than the other people who are involved in this story. Alright, let me switch cards. Mature woman. A mature woman had something to do... Outsized power of wealth. She had something to do with the wealth. She has something to do with this. Outsized power of wealth. She has something to do with the money. I have no idea who she is. She has something to do with it. I have no idea. She's not one of the sisters. One of the sisters lost their home. Wondering if maybe the older woman is like a conservator of an estate. So one of the sisters, they lost their home. They were in bad health. And they were struggling financially. There was a message of unexpected income. And I think it came from the message of unexpected income did not come from the mature woman. It didn't come from the mature woman, but she keeps showing up. I have no idea where she fits in. Anyway, the one sister got a message about unexpected income. There is another player involved, and I just do not know who they are. I know this has been coming up for days, and it comes up on it's coming up on all of their feeds. So there was a message of unexpected income that was going to create. It was supposed to give the three sisters sudden wealth, but it didn't. Switch decks. It It was supposed to offer stability, structure. It was supposed to give them the chance to give them space to breathe, a space for healing. It feels like none of the sisters, all of the sisters have their own struggles in their own way, which, I mean, life is about struggles, but this was something that was going to be beneficial for all of them. Family, joy. This, like I said, this is family. It was supposed to give them fulfillment. He may have wanted it to help bring them together and to heal their relationships. Yeah, it was supposed to help make them happy and give them space where they could grow to be in the to become the people who they were meant to be. Expansion. Fights for a cause is on the bottom of the deck. So what was happening is this counselor found out about what was happening. They found out that there was this sudden wealth. And they found out why. And it broke them a little bit. It made them very sad. They were also on the struggle bus. They had a hard time believing that the one sister would take from their family, because they all work hard. Well, I mean, at least she does. I don't think the sister who stole things, seems like she took an awful easy way out. I don't think she actually works hard. But then again, they're not in communication. So, you know, we'll take that comment with a grain of salt, right? Everybody's battle is their own, and everybody can handle a different amount of work. That doesn't mean stealing is acceptable. So, knowledge, truth. So she found out about what was happening with the gifts. Gifts are at the bottom of the deck. Or I'll actually just put it right there because it's where it belongs. So she found out about the gift. She found out about it before. She found out about it. Did she find out about it before the sister who stole? She may have found out that this was a thing that happened before the sister actually stole the money. Journey. Take. Go. 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 Left. Left. Left? She found out about it before left. Like maybe before the estate was settled? No. So there was an expectation because she knew that this was a thing that was going to happen. And she had to wait for the karmic balance to go into play. Everybody has personal autonomy. The sister who actually stole the inheritance, they had personal autonomy. They had the ability to choose obvious answer. Well, you know, it seems obvious, but maybe it's not always obvious. The sister who stole, they have personal autonomy. They could have chosen a different path. Instead, they were like, oh, this is exactly what I'm going to do. Oh, maybe that's why obvious answer, because they're like, no, of course they're going to steal the money. I think that the person who stole the money, they do shady things on a relatively regular basis, especially when it comes to their family. But there's an expectation. There was an expectation that everyone receives the money. So there was a message of concern because of their low honor, because of the low thing that they did, the low vibrational thing they did, they're going to wind up going to jail. And I think that's the bottom line. I think on the other side of the veil, they are very worried that this woman is going to wind up in jail, because when you steal inheritance, that's actually a felony. It's not something that you want to do. There is also a concern that when they do, if they do not know that you know that they took this money, when they find out that you know that they took this money, there is a potential where they will come and say, oh, yeah, you were left this amount of money, and you take it thinking that that is what was owed to you. It is being encouraged, and it's been on other reads on this page. It is being encouraged that you request all the official documents and read the paperwork yourself. If you feel the need, I suggest you get a lawyer and have them look it over, because this person is going to still try and take you for a ride. A lesson has not been learned, but it will be very swiftly, because you have worked really hard. This counselor, she has worked very hard to set up her boundaries. She has worked really hard to put herself in a position where she has the confidence to securely stand up for not only her rights, but the rights of her other sister as well, who had no idea that any of this was happening. Even though they are not in communication, all three of them are not in communication. She knows that there has to be karmic balance. She knows that a wrong has to be righted, and that is what she is doing. She is taking steps to fix this problem because one of you decided that they were going to go ahead and try and steal things, which frankly gives me the psychic ick. So we're going to leave that here. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I hope you make good choices, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Why won't you stop?